welcome to my video. This is a movie review about the movie Shut In. I just saw it earlier today, a few hours ago, and I'm gonna review this film and give you my opinions of it and rate it at the end. This movie was good. It was good. If you haven't seen it, I advise you, see it if you ever have the opportunity. I know not a lot of other places might not be available in theaters anymore, but if you have a chance to get on Redbox or you know see it anywhere else, any other way, see it. It's not a bad movie. Um, it's I'm not gonna mislead you. It wasn't the greatest, but it's not a waste of time. It's interesting. It has a good plot. So let me explain what the movie's about. Basically, this woman who's a psychiatrist, she has a son and she also has a husband. Well, technically, that son is a stepson. So they're driving. They're gonna take them to like some kind of boarding school or something like that for the summer because he's misbehaving or something like that. He was suspended from school. There you go. That's the reason. He was suspended from school, so they're taking him to some summer camp for misbehaved students or delinquents or whatever you want to call them. Go. So on the way over there, they have a car accident. The father dies and the son is paralyzed. He's in a wheelchair. He's unable to move anything but his eyes and mouth, obviously, because he would chew after the mom would feed him. Okay? So after the car accident, fast forward to 6 months later, mom is spoon feeding her son, excuse me. Okay, so then she's a psychiatrist. You know, she has patients like this little boy who's deaf. He's about 7, 8 years old. One day he goes missing, and she feels guilty for it. Um, so that's basic. And she starts seeing him at night. She believes it's a ghost because people are telling her there's no way the kid is alive now. She's probably dead somewhere. Never gonna find him. So she thinks that when she sees them at home, that it's a ghost. And you're thinking to yourself, why are you saying she thinks? Because it turned out at the end that it was not a ghost, but in fact it was him, locked somewhere in the walls. Because the son, who was apparently paralyzed, turned out he wasn't. He was faking it the whole time. Apparently he liked the attention that he was getting from his stepmom and was really, really loved her. Apparently it was explained to the woman, by the woman, excuse me, to someone she was on a date with, I guess you could say that, when she just got with the boy's father, that he was more close to her, the stepmom, than than he ever was with his actual father. So he was, I guess, somewhat obsessive over his stepmom, you know, so much that he faked, faked being paralyzed. And sorry, I did not say spoiler alert, but there's the twist. I gave it away. Sorry, but shouldn't have seen this video review. Didn't want to know my opinion. Obviously, it will have spoilers. I apologize if you didn't see the spoilers coming, but to me, as soon as the boy appeared paralyzed, I was like, what? It wouldn't be so creepy and so crazy, actually, not just creepy, be crazy if it turned out that over time he got better and then he just continued playing like that, pretending to be like that, and then at the end emerges and tries to kill everybody. And it was true, only the fact that he was never paralyzed, and they did it a whole lot more crazier than I ever imagined in my head. So it was a great twist at the end. with a few scenes that let you believe that this was somewhat of a paranormal ghost story. Not a lot of scary, creepy scenes, but like I said, it was in a bad movie. Um, so I liked it. Um, I don't expect you to take my word for it, but I enjoyed it. My girlfriend seemed to enjoy it as well. Um, so, it's up to you if you ever want to watch this. I'm not forcing this upon you. So, this was a great, not great, but it was a good movie to see. Like I said, it's not a waste of time, but you really cannot ride to the theater late. Not only is it disturbing to the people already watching, but I saw people arriving late, and I was thinking to myself, they might not understand what's going on if they just started watching the movie, 15 minutes into the film. Because if you don't understand, what happens in the beginning, you might not really understand the plot. So you really need to watch this from, you know, the first second of the film to its very conclusion. That being said, I like this movie and it's time to rate it. So, what do we rate it? The way I do it is 1 being the absolute worst movie, being garbage that you would never want to see, I would never want you to see. And then number 10 being the greatest movie that I would want you to see. Okay? So, between a scale between 1 and 10, I rate this film a 6 because it's somewhere in between. Well, actually, not really bad. So it's not. To me, 5 and under is bad. Of course, 1 being the worst. But to me, 6 and over is in the good scale. So, like I said, it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. So, 6 seems like a fair rate for it. Besides, also, it didn't do what it's supposed to do, and that scare you. But it was interesting and it was crazy. So, and I think it has the potential to become a big franchise if done properly. This could be somewhat, you know, of a you can have better sequels. Of course, the guy, well, we think the son ended up dead. That's what you can assume. But he can always come back. You don't know that. He can come back. You don't know. You don't know his life. He could have lived. They never actually showed him dead, being buried or anything. It could be a good slasher franchise. Because of that, I gave this a 6. That's a fair rating if you ask me. So, that's been my movie review. Once again, the title was Shut In. Hope you enjoyed my ranting, my opinion of this film. Maybe you go check it out yourselves. Again, no force. Okay, be sure to thumbs up and like this video and subscribe for more. See you next time. Have a good day.